Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. This is Ralph Phillips. We are covering the All-22, the Minnesota Vikings game, week 1. Great game, great game. Yeah, the more we watch it, the more we like it. You know, and we said it was an ugly game, but the exciting thing that I'm seeing is that Minnesota is a dang good team. It's not like they lost this game. You know, it's not like they were out there just screwing up. We actually beat them. And I'm excited. Hey, what's up, everybody? Okay. I pinned your message. Al, I hope you don't mind me making you moderator yesterday. I was trying to figure out how to do it and everything, and I was like, finally got around, figured it out, and just went ahead and did it, and I appreciate you taking care of that mess yesterday. If you don't want to do it, let me know. I'll take it off your back. Yeah, you know, I didn't mind the guy being in there, but I felt like the chat was kind of getting all veered sideways. But I figured y'all would be better judge of who needs to be there than I am. Anyhow, we are at 6:01 in the third quarter. We're moving right along. I think we might have this wrapped up today. At the pace we are going. Did y'all see Dave Canales' press conference today? It was pretty good. He's so good at press conferences. He reminds me that, like I was talking about, like he's talking to the fans, you know, and he breaks stuff down. He gives truthful answers. He's not up there giving coach speak. And you know, he said some pretty interesting things. One of the things he talked about, somebody asked him, one of the reporters asked him if there was anything he regretted or some things he had troubles with, and he started talking about catching on to the cover 2. He said that they kept adjusting to cover 2, and he had plenty of plays to beat cover 2, but he just wasn't seeing what they were doing, or he wasn't seeing it in time. And it was actually, I think, the tight ends coach that like hollered in his ear and said, hollered in his ear and said, look, they're running cover 2. So he was like, oh. So then he started doing his cover 2 beaters. And he was like, not catching that in time was something he wishes he could go back and change. He talked about the run game, and they were like, are you kind of upset about the run game not performing? And he was like, no, he was very happy with the run game. Yeah, I pinned your comment, MK. I thought it was cool. Trying to get those 67 likes so you can get that jersey. But his goal is they want 50% of the runs to be what he calls efficient, which means 4 yards or over. And they had 52% of the runs were 4 yards or over in this game. I had no idea. And he did say they had no negative or maybe one negative running play. So he was very happy with the running game. So it was a really good press conference. I liked it. Bucks 20, Bears 14. All right. Let me get my list here. What's making you go? You're going down with the Bucks score? Yeah, you said 27-21 before, and now it's 20-14. Uh-oh. Well, you're giving the Bucks a bigger differential, so. Oh, rain. Smart. Al, you so smart. Any news today from the Buccaneers or the NFL y'all want to talk about? I haven't got a chance to look at anything. I told you I went to a field trip with my daughter today for school, so it was pretty cool. I went to the aquarium. It was nice. Oh, did you see it, Tom? That was cool. I liked it. I love his press conferences. They're really good. Gino, I'm always worried when they favor the Bucs. Yes, I know. It's kind of scary. Man, I'll tell you, if we lose to the Bears, I'm going to pull my hair out. I moved the chat over into the left-hand corner or the chat window. I don't even know if I might even take it off. I don't know. But I was told that on the television, if you're watching it on TV, that the chat is in the bottom right where I had the webcam. So I don't know. Y'all tell me where a good place for it is. Who do you think will win tonight? Man, that's a good one. After watching the Vikings here, you know, they played pretty good football. That's a good one. I'm going to go with the Vikings. I'm going to go with the Vikings. Look at Devin White. He's getting aggressive in this game, man. He's been doing a lot of very aggressive. He's pushing up on 97. Oh, yeah. Take him to the ground. There you go. And then get up in his face. I love it. Vita doing the. He's funny. Who do you think's going to win? Who do y'all think's going to win tonight? Minnesota? Is it? You got Philly by at least 2 scores. Okay. Phillies is one of those teams I can't really figure out. When I watch them, I just go, how are they? They just don't seem that good. Is it just that they got monster players or something? I don't know. I can't figure it out. Is it that run game? There's those out routes that Cousins loves. Because I feel like we didn't. What's up, Dylan? I feel like we didn't see as many out routes by Cousins as I expected. That was more like a comeback out. Come back out. That was quick, too. Let me go back and watch this. We got no pressure because that was so fast. We were bringing it, though. We had Dean coming in on a blitz. Yeah. Yeah, Leftwich's press conferences were so horrible. Kind of like, well, you know, Bowles' press conferences, I feel like who's this? Almost got to him. Cousins was very good about getting that ball out under pressure. And he threw it to the one place. Yeah. He didn't have nowhere else to throw it. He's a smart quarterback. Todd Bowles' press conferences, I feel like, have gotten better. Still not great. Oh, that's Neil. That's Neil coming in. What happens over here? Hall knocking 67 down? Yeah, he does. Just pushes him, got a little bit of help from Levante there. Where are all of our linemen? Oh, they drop. Look at this craziness. We drop our outside linebackers into coverage, bring our inside linebackers and a safety. So we're only rushing 2 defensive linemen. We blitz with 3 secondary. That's crazy. But I really like Canales' press conferences. I learn a lot. He says a lot. Sometimes I think he says a little too much. I'll see if he'll start clamping down on that. He did say that Rashad White got in trouble for talking about Mayfield's interpreting the signals, the defensive signals. both of their linemen get out to the second level, and it's like White gets blocked into Levante. Who misses this? But somebody asked him about the signals, and he said, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. Rashad White already got in trouble for it. So apparently Bowles was not happy about that. All right. He did not contain. He might have been expecting White to come around. What's Logan Hall doing? I haven't been paying as much attention to him as I wanted to. He's getting held a little bit. Okay. All right. Winfield with the missed tackle. Philly 27, Minnesota 20, just a pure guess based on players on paper. Yes. Philly just seems to win. But looking at this All-22 with Minnesota, I don't see any weaknesses. I mean, they're a pretty good team. Pretty much all the way around. Flores did a good job of game planning this. That first half was really a chess match. I felt like he won. Dang. What are we playing here? Is that cover 3? Yeah, this is one of the good route. Good play call. And he's pulling that cornerback in. He's got this one up. Levante had no choice. He's got to cover this guy, leaving this guy free. I guess if Devin hadn't gone for the quarterback, he could have, but that would have just been awkward. I mean, we're Devin sitting over here. It was a nice little route. Nice little combo. Philly's D is too much for Minnesota. What's up, Nate? And they sure did run a lot of boots, didn't they? That's so prevalent in the league now. It's weird watching us do it. Even when we had Jameis, he didn't do it that much. Huh. We got any Bucs news today? I saw Baker Mayfield's been all over the place. He was on a podcast. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Quarterback Room. Somebody had mentioned the quarterback room in the chat the other day. I don't know who you were, but they mentioned the quarterback room, and I think they meant to say the quarterback school. Oh, yes, this is nice. That's Nelson, right? He beats 57 here, 67. Look at this. And him open. Not sure what the down and distance was here. Well, the distance is pretty long. What down is it? Anybody read that? Okay, it's first down. So it's 1st and 10. He could have taken this. But he didn't even get a chance to look over there. But Baker Mayfield was on a podcast, the quarterback room. It was pretty good. And then, he did his press conferences. He was on, I want to say NFL Network. He's been pretty much all over the place, and everybody's talking about him. Let's see. This is a nice 67 just gets whooped here. Oh, yeah. This is snatch and grab, grab and snatch. Oop. Yep. And 75 just watches it all happen. Look, he's sitting there looking at Nelson. He blocks his guy, turns around, looks for work, and then he's just like, well, nothing I can do there. And he's just standing there. What's Green doing on the ground? Does he fall? He's fighting. He's fighting. He just flat out falls. And then 96, Gaines is going out in coverage. Look at this craziness. He's following the running back out into coverage. What are you going to do? Bowles comes up with the craziest stuff, man. Craziest stuff. Let me see. Jalen Carter won't have another great game. He got lucky sort of with his game against the Pats. The little bit I saw from the Pats game, Philadelphia did not look great. It is like when wildebeest watch their calves get caught by pride of lions. They just stand there and watch. Yeah. That's funny. He did just stand there. That was some Donovan Smith looking stuff. Oh, I used to get so mad with Donovan of that. With Jameis Winston. He was horrible with it with Jameis Winston. He wasn't as bad with Tom Brady. But with Jameis, if he got beat, all right, this is that was damn near close to a penalty. Look how far this lineman is down that field. Where's the line of scrimmage? Okay, he's just crossing it, right? So, right, yeah. It just looks like he's longer because everybody else is back. So who we got over here? Dean? Oh, no, and Neal. Not Neal. And Neal gets blocked. And Green comes over and gets it. Nice tackle, Green. Vita. He's happy. There's Jafar. Is that Todd Bowles clapping? Sure is. Pretty sure it's Bowles. Pretty sure. Anyone else see Tampa born? Hey, what's up, man? Anyone else see after Mike scored his touchdown, he ran straight off the field? Yes, I saw that too. And he normally will find a young Buccaneers person in stand and run up and give him the ball. Yes, I noticed that too. Good eye, Tampa. I meant to comment on that, and I meant to write it down, and I didn't. Because I found that very strange too. Yeah, he didn't congratulate anybody or anything. He just ran straight off the field. Boom. Oh, man, 2 runs right into 75's butt. He got a butt concussion. Look at this. Wham! Woo! That is a hard hit on that guy's derriere. Wham! Wham! And so Neal comes in with the shoulder, hits 75, and causes him the butt tackle number 2. Nice. Green was snatched down. Yeah, I think Mike was making a statement because he's always, for years now, found a young Buccaneer person in the stands and giving him the ball. So, yeah, it could be him making a statement. I wonder if him dropping those 2 passes was him making a statement too. I don't think so. I think he legitimately dropped them. Right in his hands, both of them. There's those dang out routes again. That's a long one. That's a long out. Butt concussion. Didn't Mike Evans get pumped when Trey Palmer scored? Don't know, MK. Can't recall. I know Mayfield ran over there, Rashad White, a bunch of guys did. So it wouldn't surprise me if Mike did. I don't think Mike is like isolating himself. Not from the team, anyhow. That's just a nice pass. I hate to say it, but Kirk Cousins does have a good ball, man. You give him time back there, he's deadly. He makes good decisions, too. Evans did celebrate with Palmer on his touchdown. That would make more... Hey, Xing Jinping. That's a funny name. Wouldn't that be something if this was the real G? I think Evans was mad at himself because of the drop and missing the 50-50. That's a good point. Good point. Instead of making a statement, he's kind of punishing himself. Like, I don't deserve a celebration. Here's another naked boot. Oh, we shut it down that time. Oof. We're right on it. They're in sync. It was like synchronized defense. I guess that's not intentional grounding, but good Lord. That's close. I mean, I guess you could say this guy was in the area, but that's one thing I hate about intentional grounding is there's if you go by the letter of the law, then the refs are correct. But if you go by the intent of the law, refs don't call intentional grounding near enough. I mean, because this is definitely intentional grounding. I mean, he's just throwing the ball away because he's under pressure. Does a butt concussion stink? I don't want to find out. I would imagine it was, especially if they fart right when they do it. Oof. What's happening here? Elephants on parade, stomping our defensive lineman. Yeah. Let's see. He comes in low. Oh, he gets triple hit. Man. Who's this beside him? Is that Nelson? Oh, man. Yeah. What's that? Iziak? Christian? Shaq Boone with the hit. Little late there. Little late. But, hey, man. Okay, what was this penalty? This was false start? Yeah. He's moving. That was weird, though. He's going out like there's going to be a screen to the left. But he throws a screen to the right. Just play action, I guess. He was just trying to get a wide set. Okay. Yes, but Joe, every team says that their team gets screwed by the refs. But with the Buccaneers, I've kept records for, I don't know, going back almost a decade. When I do these film breakdowns, I normally look for uncalled penalties. And 9 out of 10 times, the opposing team gets away with a lot more penalties than we do. Every now and then, we'll have Devontae just getting beat on this one straight out. Does he get pushed? No, he just gets juked out. 87 puts a move on him. Look at that. You don't expect a tight end to move like that. Whoop. Look at that. He looks like Jello. He's just like, damn. Great anticipation by Cousins, too. He's throwing right there. That's where he starts to throw. He sees that David gets juked out there. That's hard coverage. That is a hard thing to cover there. Bam. I ain't going to fault David too much for that one. And he did get beat, but that was some nice little moves. You don't expect that from a tight end. I mean, look at it. It's like he's in a dance competition. Whoa. Look at his arms. Whoa. All right, what do we got on the line? We got some pressure coming. 9 gets there. 7 gets there. 7 with a stunt. Gets right around. Oh, man. 72. He barely gets on 9. Just enough. If he wouldn't have, 9 would have crushed 8. And Shaq is right there again. Bam. I tell you, Minnesota's a good team. Minnesota is a good team. We are leaving the middle wide open. Yeah, well, I think it's because they watched our All-22 coverage when we were watching the Vikings against the Saints last year, and we saw they were throwing to the outside like 80% of the time. So they probably saw the same thing we did. What is this guy doing? He's just lollygagging out there. Man, I'd have a stern talking to him. Just straight up. Ooh, who was that? That was nice hit. Who was that? Oh, that's Shaq. That was a nice tackle. Shaq over here. He just straight up manhandles this tight end. Bam. Vida, Devin. Neal does a good job too. It's a wide receiver trying to block him though, so not a whole lot going on there. Neal got to make up for being drunk on the field, not knowing what he's supposed to be doing on coverage. Oh, you're talking about the first down spots are usually short spots by the refs. I've always felt like the refs do not like the Buccaneers. And it might be the whole small market thing, where they'll hedge. That could have been a touchdown. I think this, he come up short. See, why is he turned around? Why do you do this? That's like what O'Keefe was doing. You turn all the way around and then have to jump up to catch the ball. Oh, that went way out of bounds. Okay. I think Cousins just throwing that one away. Man, if he could have thrown across his body, look what he had over here. That'd be a hell of a throw, though. Especially when you're running. You got 17. Oh man, how'd he miss that? Okay. Screwed up there. Okay. Look at the pin comment. But there was also a study done with officials, and they found that when teams wear darker uniforms, the officials flag them more, and teams that have more aggressive mascots get flagged more than teams like the Cardinals or the Dolphins, And the Buccaneers, you got to admit, a skull with swords on the side of your helmet, that's pretty aggressive. So, the refs might just instinctively see us as the bad guys. Yeah. They're human. That's a weird, this is a mesh, but they do it, the cross happens way over here instead of in the middle of the field. 84 and this guy, look, they cross over here, and that's where Cousins is at, right here. Look, they cross. That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. That's normally how it happens when you're in the pocket. The cross happens right in front of the pocket. Interesting. Oh, man, if he could have anticipated that, boom. He's going to run it like a dummy with Levante David and Devin White. Has he not seen? Oh, that's the play where Levante gets hit. Oh, this was so hard. Oh, that was helmet to helmet. I didn't notice that before. Bam. That was helmet to helmet. Bam. Poor Levante. And Devin on top of Cousins talking crap to him. Look. He's talking crap right there. He's saying something. He's down into his face. Oh, and then he puts all his weight on him. Look, he lifts his hands up right here. This hand and this hand. That's funny. He could have got flagged there. See how the offensive linemen run over there? They do not like Devin White. I think it's a league-wide thing. He's a little too aggressive with quarterbacks. All right, let's watch this. Bam, bam. Right here. Man, he was looking for 84. He had 17 instead. And then like a dummy, he goes and runs. And then here we go. Helmet to helmet. Whack-ow. Oh. That's a tough play. All right. Zing says, Ponytail in the Super Bowl was the one and only official that gave us love. Who was Ponytail? I don't remember him. Joe, too, week 1 was a good time to catch the Vikings. You think they're going to get better? Yeah, Flores, it'll probably be a while before, a few games before that defense catches on, to the full scheme, the full buy-in. But I think they played a hell of a game. Hell of a game. Yeah, that's a pretty pass. Got tied up a little bit with, who was that, Davis? Can't tell. Oh, no, that's Christian. Easy. Nice pass. Nice coverage, too. I like him. Bowles has impressed me with just picking that guy out and saying, hey, I'm starting him. Gloves, same color as the jerseys. Yeah. That always helps hide the holds. There we go, leaving that middle wide open. We can't do this with Justin Fields. We can't do this. We do this, he's going to chew us alive all day. Did both sides stunt here? Is that what happened? No. 7 and 9 did. Yeah, I bet that was what Devin was saying. You like that? He's lucky Devin didn't take his head off. Ooh, look at Vita. Love to see this. Who did he embarrass on this situation? 67? 67 was pulling. It was like 65 was supposed to come over and get Vita and didn't get there in time. Dang. Y'all picked the wrong fat guy to think he wasn't going to get through there. Man. He wasn't going to go anywhere anyhow. 8 does a good job of Ole and his guy. 30. So 8 would have got the tackle. 24 was coming in. Britt got blocked by the lead blocker there, but yeah. This run wasn't going anywhere anyhow. That was nice by Vita. Okay, shout out to the hooligans in the comment section. Yes, sir. You guys make these live streams fun every day. Keep up the comments and likes. Helps our man Buccaneers Observer out. Thank you, man. MK, hype man over here. Gotta love it. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me, man, because I get bored watching this All-22. I usually take about 8 hours to analyze one game. Usually takes me 2 days. I usually do the first and second quarter, and I'm not analyzing it the way I normally do because we're all sitting here watching it because I'm a lot slower. But it gets boring. I need to pipe in some crowd noise while I'm watching. Oh, the blonde chick, yes. Okay, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, the one they gave an exemption to. She wasn't supposed to be a ref because you have to have a certain amount of experience, and she didn't. But, they're trying to get that. Did he make a touchdown here? Nah. I think his knee was down, wasn't it? So she gave us good spots and calls and stuff. Well, good. then I'm pro diversity. Anything to help the Bucks, I'm cool with it. 45. Does he get Cousins again? He doesn't really push him that hard there. Oh, it was a female ref that called the pass interference in the end zone. Nice. Clack. Yeah, you're way late. Working again? Everybody, we've got to give positive thoughts and prayers for MK. He's doing his teeth removal tomorrow morning. He's getting around that corner. It's not that close, but a little bit more practice. I think he might be dangerous. So yeah, he's gonna be a little tipsy tomorrow. He's going under the knife. Getting all 4 taken out. That's like real surgery. It'll be good. It'll probably hurt for a couple of days, but was this recommended by the dentist, or were you having crowded teeth issues? Reaching that age? Nate, I do too. They recommended me to get my wisdom teeth out about 20 years ago. And I was like, yeah, I'll leave them in and see what happens. And honestly, never had any issues with them. It is, look at Hainsey just throws this guy to the ground. Boom. I'm so aggravated how this All-22 keeps glitching. He just yanks him and throws him. Nice. Now belly flop on him. And for an offensive line that this is their first game playing together, they didn't do too bad, man. Not bad at all. a nice little run there. It's a good block by Otten, surprisingly. Takes his guy to the outside. Boop. Might have been more than 98 was going to the outside, but I'll give Otten credit for that one. Yes, I'm cool with affirmative action if it gets us a Super Bowl. If they do it again, I'll even vote for Biden. Hey, G, I know you love Biden. Doesn't Biden get kickbacks from China or something? That's hilarious. Clag, yeah, I'm going on 50 still with mine. Yeah, okay. You should be good by Sunday, right? Anybody got experience with getting their wisdom teeth, all 4 wisdom teeth taken out? His son is my boy. That's hilarious. Okay, Joe and I'll chat. Take the drugs, MK. That's right. That's right. I told y'all a story about getting the laughing gas. I get that. If I go in to get a tooth cleaning now, I'm like, gas me up. It only costs like $80. Give me some gas. That stuff's great. I could see how, there was a time when they were a lot of doctors. Oh, Hainsey gets whooped here. When a lot of doctors were doing laughing gas, like addicting, back when it was like first invented. Who was there? Was somebody famous too that was doing it. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, maybe. Quite addicted to the laughing gas. He just gets tossed. Oof. And here it was. I'm sitting there bragging on the offensive line. And what's Wirfs doing on the ground? Looks like he gets knocked over by Stinney. Boom. He sure does. Stinney comes over and blocks him off his man and takes Keith down. What is Stinney? Stinney knocks Wirfs and Keith off their block. Oh my gosh. Whose team is he on? His son is my boy. That's hilarious, Z. Al says, I didn't even realize I had my wisdom teeth still. Apparently they have huge cavities on them, and the dentist said she can't feel them. She would have to pull them if I ever start to feel pain from them. Yeah, I didn't know anything about wisdom teeth until they were like, you need to have your wisdom teeth taken out. I was like, and they were like, well, they're not in yet, but when they come in, they're going to crowd your teeth. And I was like, well, I'm like in my 40s or late 30s. I was like, what? Why am I growing teeth? I had no idea. Human body's so weird. This. Oh man. Who was he going for? Let me get back out here. Look at this. Oh, he had Mike. He had Mike wide open. Ah. Who? His safety was going to come down and clock him, though, if he would have caught that. This guy's running it. High speed. Yep. Mike would have got laid out right there. Who did players say that Mayfield figured out the defensive signals during the game? Should have kept it a secret. Yeah. Joe, we were talking about Dave Canales' press conference today, right before we got on live stream, and he said Rachaad White got in trouble for saying that. And Canales was not joking. Canales, he's a smiley, happy, fun-loving guy. How did this guy get through? I keep missing that. And that was like the most dead serious I've ever seen him. I mean, he just went straight-faced, and he said, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. Rachaad White already got in trouble for it. I was like, dang. Bowles apparently was not happy about releasing that information. Okay, he just gets by on a... Yeah. Miscommunication there. Stenny should have stayed on him. I see what Stenny's doing, though. You're down blocking to the right. He's not realizing that Wirfs is all caught up over here. Nice block by Otten again. Pick up that blitzer. Evans was wide open there, but he would have got clocked if he would have caught that ball. Al says, I just remember the Joker always used laughing gas. That was the first time I ever heard of laughing gas. Really? That in which Batman was it where they had this scarecrow? It was the one with Bateman. Was that the first one or the second one? I can't remember. But he was using that gas. It was really creepy. And then they never really went back to... I wish they would have expanded on his character more. Scarecrow was a pretty wicked villain in the comics. They've just never really done him in the movies good. He was good there. Hainsey with the hold. They didn't catch that one. He holds this guy coming in. Right there. And still, oh no, he did catch it. He did catch it. Okay. Hey, no problem, MK, man. We need you. We need you around. You're good people. Yeah, I wonder what his punishment was. Yeah, that's a good point. When he was saying it, I watched the interview when he said that, and he went kind of in detail with it. He talked about it for a good 40 seconds, talking about how Baker Mayfield came in at halftime in the locker room and said that he had figured out the hand signals, and he started explaining to him what was what. And when he was saying it, I was sitting there going, I don't think he should be saying this. I don't, it happens sometimes. Canales has done it, I think, where he said just a little too much. I mean, as a fan, I really like it. So look, we're shutting down his boot. Nelson. And then, bam, Devin White. Nice. This is a tackle for a loss. I remember this. I love how Devin White rides people. When he tackles you, he'll grab you and he'll bring his feet off the ground. Giddy up. But as far as what happened to Rashad, I don't know. I mean, I doubt if they find him or anything. Probably just chewed him out. Because you know how close to the vest Bowles is. But good Lord, he doesn't say anything. See how Devin just rides people? Who was it he rode last year? Literally got on their back. I want to say it was New Orleans quarterback. One thing I'm blessed about liking sports is the people in the community. Yes, sir. Good people, man. It's always fun. Even when it's you're out there chatting with your enemies. A lot of teams got good fans. There's some fans are crap. Dang. Who's this? Nelson again. Nelson just whooping up on 71 over here. This is just pure outright manhandled him. And how in the world did Cousins get that ball off? Good grief. Okay, who is this? That's Gaines. He fights through like 3 guys. Good move right there. He does the grab and pull. Woo. Then gets by him. Hits this guy. and then still gets to the quarterback. Look at this. How is he able to get that ball off? Oh, that should have been an interception. Oh, I know what I realized and kept forgetting to mention. Remember week 1, how we kept running into each other on pulling plays? Yes. We're backing up. After week 1, we had 0 issues. That's true. That's true. I guess these guys, they got a lot of practice as the ones together. So they didn't have as much issue. During the preseason, they were mixing up, throwing a lot of guys in there that, School and Leverett, the guys who weren't used to playing with the ones, I guess. Hall he's got some leap. That's a good 6 inches. That's a good Vita Vea. Look at Vita way out here. It's not like him. What's he doing? I noticed that quite a bit in this game. Oh, he's going out there. Oh, he's thinking it's going to be a screen. So he ran out that way. Okay. I love White, but I kind of saw that coming with him getting in trouble, or at least getting spoke to about it. Bam. 27. Nice block there. Now we got 2 guys on the gunner here. We've just been having 1 on each gunner. 27 is just holding them all. Watch this block then. Bam! Nice one. Okay. 32 screwed up in blocking this time. Couldn't get out in front of him. Oh, so close. We've been doing so good all game. Imagine giving away secrets on the Patriots like that. Yeah, he'd cut him. Belichick would have cut him. 71 is Matt feeling that Stinney. Okay, yeah. You're right. Good catch there, Tom. I'm making Stinney look bad. But it's not. It's Feller, whatever his name is. It was a quick pass. Go back and see. Okay. Designed. Nelly doing Nelly things. Combo bus. Woo. Hope Greg Gaines is a great signing. I hope he's better than Akeem Hicks from last year. Yeah. Akeem just, I don't know, man. I mean, I really liked his attitude, but, he got hurt immediately. He was out half the season, it seemed like, and didn't really contribute a whole lot. But when he was out there, he was a street fighter. He liked to get up in guys' faces. He's having a tough time here. Oh, it's O'Keefe going up against like their best defensive lineman. Cody having a tough time. He's getting stood up. This guy's got total control of Cody. Rashad did not have much choice. Yeah. He just wanted to get this play over with. He still picked up, 2 or 3 yards there. And again, we just run it straight up the middle. Same damn play. Is it the same formation too? O'Keefe. Cody. You got hip checked. Boom, right there. Lost balance. Got tackled by O'Keefe's leg. Boop. Space Windu. What's up? Is this? Yeah, this is when we go down and kick that 57-yard field goal. This play I did not like. I did not like Mayfield running out there, putting his shoulder down, running into a guy. I would much rather have seen him go out of bounds. But it got the players riled up. And then later when he rushes and gets horse collared, oh man, he fell. He fell for the play action. He tackles White. There it is. Otten's tackling him, and he goes and tackles White. He ain't got the ball, dummy. What are you doing? So who is this? Okay, that's Godwin out here blocking. Godwin's a good blocker. Godwin is a good blocker. Might say that's a little bit of a hold there, though. Yep. A little bit of holding. You have 44 tries to punch the ball out. Boop. Ends up punching Mayfield in the kidney. Right there. Why does Dave Canales stand so far down? You know, he stands past the 10-yard marker, the first down marker. White's getting that media training class for sure. Yeah, he'll be real tight-lipped for the rest of the season probably, which is a shame. I mean, it's good. It was good media. We got a lot of attention from that too, you know. And well, we were just going deep on this one. All three of our routes were deep. Like 3 verts. That's a thing. Baker's showing some grit. Yes, he definitely. He will put his body on the line, it appears like. I don't like it, but I would prefer that than a Mike Glennon, you know, who, as soon as he felt physically threatened, he just throws the ball out of bounds. The giraffe. Get that weight up. Yeah, that was great. Get that effing weight up, he said. They had to bleep it out when he was mic'd up. So we're just hitting. We are changing up a lot here. Look, we're doing these quick routes, and then we just did a 3 deep. A lot of change of depth going on here. It's like they were changing up their pacing. We're changing up our depth, our routes. He just comes around. I would like to see Otten chip him a little bit. Just a tad. What's going on here with Hainsey? He's got slips. All right. That's kind of hitting the ground. Yeah, there was a play I saw on the mic'd up, and I didn't catch it on the All-22, Al, where Baker Mayfield got tackled. He got sacked. When he got sacked, the defender put all of his weight on Baker Mayfield and turned him. You know, it's how they used to do. It's illegal now. You're not allowed to turn the quarterback when you tackle them, so that they're vertical to the ground and land on them and break their collarbones, which is what defenders used to do all the time. And they did that to Baker Mayfield. And the referee was standing right there looking at it the whole time. I mean, he was 3 feet away and he didn't see it. But the guy definitely put all of his weight on Baker Mayfield when he tackled him. That's a penalty nowadays. I don't like that pass. I mean, we got a screen set up over here, and I think what they got, cover one. So yeah, he saw 1-on-1 here, and he just went for it. Just wanted to see Mike beat his guy. Oh, Mike had it too. He stepped out of bounds though. Even if he would have caught this, it wouldn't have counted. Look, it hit him right in the hands. Boom. Mike. That's 3 balls that hit him in the hands. Mike's calling for a pass interference there. Which with Mike, it's always a 50-50 whether it's going to be pass interference on him or pass interference on the defense. So, yeah, it hits Mike right in the hands. Look at this. Right in the chest. It goes through his hands, hit him in the chest. That's 3 balls that's happened to him. But it wouldn't have mattered, though. He had stepped out of bounds. We got to be on our A game. First month is open to steal games. Can't play down to Bears level. Oh, I know. If we get beat by the Bears, I will be so disappointed. Because they are a bad team. And I don't think they're tanking on purpose. I think they just got things just aren't syncing right, and Jalen Hurts Fields is, again he's more of a running back than he is. He's a running back first and a quarterback second, and they're wanting to be a pocket passer. Hit these deep routes, and he's just, I don't know, it's just not his forte. His fielder comes over and lays this guy out. Damn. Dang it. This glitching is driving me crazy. Right here. He comes over and lays him out. Bam. This wasn't the 57-yarder, was it? That's 40. Oh, yeah, it was. Okay. Dang, 20 almost got there. That was close. Oh, no, it wasn't. It just looked like it was. I worry about 41. It was blocking. Yeah, Z, I felt like Mike should have caught that too. But like I said, he stepped out of bounds, so I didn't know. Although I didn't see the ref throw the little hat or thing. Yeah, he didn't get as close as I thought he did, but I'm not liking the way 41's. See right there, he's not even paying attention. He just sticks his arm out. Gets smacked away. All right. A lot of OCs like to line up where the defensive safeties are. They like to see how secondaries are playing them. Interesting. I hope the injured guys can play this week, but I'd rather have them all against the Eagles. All hands on deck. That's a good point. But then again, like somebody else said, we don't want to take the Bears as an easy win and then get embarrassed. Baker is not Brady. Baker will get no love from the rest. Brady got all the love. Yeah, we kind of had to. And you don't want to be the ref that was in charge when Brady got his neck broke. He'll go down in history. That's what me and Molly always talked about Donovan Smith like that. So Donovan Smith played so well with Brady because Donovan didn't want to be the guy that got Brady's neck broke. Because you'd go down in the history books. Dang, we just ripped his helmet off. That was Logan Hall that did that. Logan, I've been impressed with his play. He's playing fierce. He's playing like he's out there wanting to make some plays, And he fights for this. It kind of gets in the way of Vita there, but man, look at David. How far back did David read this? But look, he's watching, he's analyzing, and right there. He sees it right there. Look at that. That's some veteran crap. Okay. Oh, my picture was blocking it. Maybe top right corner might be better. Maybe I should just take it off. How about that? Put it on every now and then, maybe. That makes it worse. Get your weight up, bucko. What's up, Pat? Maybe the bottom left. Group hug in the showers. Oh, that was hilarious space. When Baker Mayfield said that on Mic'd Up, I about spit the coffee out my nose. He said, group hug in the shower tonight, boys. Oh, that was hilarious. Dang. He goes to these outs again. And you should get this. Get it. Come on. And, oh. Yes, he did get it. I feel it's almost like I didn't watch the game 3 times. I should know every play. When we have the end zone camera view, the top 2 corners aren't great. Yeah, I'll just take it down for right now until we can figure something out. I can't believe Donovan Smith plays for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, you'll be working on cardio a lot this season, running for your life. Yes. In that first game, how many times did we count? 4 or 5 times Donovan Smith turned around watching Pat Mahomes getting chased all over the field by his guy. It was a good run by Tompkins there. Hall had some disruption this game, I'd agree. Yeah. And, like all season last year, he didn't do a thing. Nothing. I was so disappointed in him. But it seems like he's playing with fire this year. Donovan Smith had a PFF of 49.7. Yeah, that holding penalty. That was so classic. And it was in a crucial time, too. Crucial period. Right? It was 4th quarter. I was like, welcome to Donovan Smith, Chiefs fans. It's a good block in here, right? Mock does good. Got Wirfs coming up second level. I feel sorry for 40. I bet he's going to get pushed way back. Oh, man. And White trips up on the feet again. On Coach Keefe's feet again. He trips up on his feet. Dang. Maybe he should try jumping through the halls. That's twice now. Once he got tripped up on the thigh, the back leg of, was it Cody or was it Keefe? I can't remember. And then this time he just trips up on Keefe's feet. It was a good blocking, though. Happy about that. Yeah, it was a good play by Carlton. There we go, Big Mike. Donovan Smith good at helping guys up. Guys, remember this. If you need someone to hold something for you, call up Tom. Oh, y'all got the jokes tonight. These two getting a little chippy with each other after the play. So we need to see more of that. If that was Jensen, he just aggravated guys so much. Oh, Keith gets beat. Oh, look at that. Oh, Rachaad White with the moves. That was sweet because this guy had him for sure. If he would have kept going where he was going, that guy had him. Then he jumps and then jumps back. That is nice. That was nice. I like that. Look at 78. Worst throwing his guy to the ground. Right here. Gets him and then boom. Right there. Now see, he should lay on him. Lay on him. Get that pancake. And then Rachaad just put the shoulder down and goes. That was some nice little these two. They're being friendly to each other. It was a nice running by Rachaad there. We say, well, I think you need to have your picker on the screen or NFL can get mad. Best, but maybe just make it smaller? Let's try that. Tell you what, I'll put it on there and Keith did a school impersonation. Bend but don't break. Oh, this is the one where our sideline, it goes crazy when Mayfield picks up the first down. So what happens here? I did not. Let me go back. Okay, here we go. Boom. Horrible play action. Didn't fool anybody. It looks like White saw this blitzer come in, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not even going to mess with the play action. I'm just going to take care of this blitzer." Okay, boom. He's trying to hit Otten here. Oh, he had it too. Why didn't he throw that? Now Otten's trying to come back. Why didn't he throw that, guys? And then not only that, he had Evans. Look, this safety, it's one deep, goes to Otten, right there. Now look at Evans. Oh, no. If Baker could have set his feet and chunked this. I don't think he could have set his feet. 99 was coming at him hard. Look at this. The sidelines, though. Everybody erupts. People coming up off the bench. Look at Devin White. He's talking crap to 40 here. Vita doing his strongman pose. Coaches are going crazy. Where's my girl, Jardafar? She's not doing much. I think she was looking at the refs to make sure that was a first down. Why didn't he throw this to Otten? He had this. He had that. He could have just tossed it up. Bro. Damn. Devin White is talking mad trash to somebody. Vita. Yes. Yeah, that play got the team riled up. Blaine Gabbert, Donovan Smith, Mike Edwards are all on the Chiefs. Oh, my gosh. Well, Mike Edwards ain't bad. Tampa Bay Chiefs. Blaine Gabbert, I was so thankful Tom Brady never got hurt. He was such a bad quarterback. He's one of those quarterbacks where you're like, I don't even know how he remains a backup. There's quite a few. Coach tackles this guy. He just flat out tackles him. Look at that. There's quite a few quarterbacks where I'm like, I don't even understand how they stay in the league. They must be good practicers. That's all I can understand. They practice well. He thought he had an easy first down. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. He ran out there and he saw that right side was wide open. And those Minnesota guys were pretty quick. They closed that down pretty quick. I think if he would have, it looked like he would have, look at this. There's nobody, there's 5 guys sitting on the bench. The rest of everybody else is sitting there watching the game. I'd love to see that. Love to see it. I think if he would have kept acting like he was throwing a little bit, and kept those cornerbacks and stuff from running at him, it would have been better. But it all worked out. I don't like to see him get hit, though. He doesn't. He's one of those guys that looks like when he takes hits, oh, damn, that was a body slam. He just slams him to the ground. Whoa, man. It could be an argument there. That's a penalty. But when Baker Mayfield takes hits, it's kind of awkward. It's kind of like Jameis was the same way. Jameis just didn't know how to take hits, it looked like. Mayfield's kind of that way too. Oh, God, that's such a beautiful catch. Bad pass made up for by a beautiful catch. Fingertip grab. I swear I thought he was throwing to Otten. I mean, look at this anticipation. He's throwing before Godwin even cuts. That ball's in the air before Godwin even turns. Well, dang. And then look at everybody. Everybody over here is like, yes. There's Chicharafar. The best part was he stayed in bounds, yeah. Yeah, on broadcast when it first happened, I didn't think he made the first down. But he did. He stayed in bounds. Rojo. He's on the Chiefs. That's right. Blaine Gabbert, Mike Glennon. Blaine Gabbert or Mike Glennon. Oof. Yeesh. Man, I don't know. I'd have to go with Blaine Gabbert. Mike Glennon was just bad. Oh, dang. We did it, guys. Huh. We are at victory formation. Sweet. Godwin is a great player. He really is. I've got most expensive jersey I ever bought was a Godwin jersey. Here we go. Here. Oh, no. It was one of those black alternative jerseys or something. It's got like metal on it. Oh, here it is. Rachaad White turns around, points to him and says, do your thing. And his front flip. Oh, on the mic'd up. Mayfield talks about this. He said, so what are you going to do? You're going to do a front flip? And then he says, yeah, well, just don't embarrass us. That was funny. Mayfield's a pretty funny guy. That's pretty good. Tomorrow, let's look at, y'all want to look at some Bears film real quick? We can run through it. We can look at that Bears, who'd they play? Green Bay? Yeah. $1 million catch, yes. Tom definitely was not getting that first down. Tom was the most awkward runner. I hated seeing Tom Brady run the ball. I hated it. I cringed. I mean, not only did it look weird, but it's just the thought of him getting a hit. I was just like, no. He was a tough guy, though, man. Nate with the hard question, Blaine Gabbert or Mike Glennon? Yeah, like I said, I'd have to take Blaine Gabbert there. Mike Glennon was just so bad. He was like a quarterback that was scared to throw the ball more than 10 yards. Well, Rojo's with Dallas now. Yeah, last year he was with the Chiefs. He was there for a couple years, wasn't Rojo's been suspended 3 times. Really? Yeah, Godwin's a very underrated player, I think. I saw he was rated higher than Mike Evans somewhere, though. That surprised me. Most everybody knows Mike Evans' name. Not too many people know Godwin's name, man. Where's the Bears troller tonight? I think Al ran him off last night. Hopefully he'll come back next week. We can give him some grown-up lessons. You take Mike Glennon over Gabbert, huh? I can see the argument for that. Mike Glennon just annoyed me so much, and he just wouldn't take any chances, none at all. He was just the most conservative, safest quarterback I've ever seen. He constantly threw the ball out of bounds. If you weren't like wide open with him, he was going to throw it out of bounds, and he wouldn't take a sack at all. If he felt any pressure, a giraffe emoji. That's hilarious. And it really annoyed me with Glennon. Yeah, Z, I was talking about that early. That if y'all get a chance, go check out the Quarterback Room podcast. It's really good. It's like an hour long. It's with Baker. He's such a down-to-earth guy. 3 games, not 3 times. Let's watch Bears film. All right. Yeah, Al axed our Bears troll. So y'all good with that tomorrow? Y'all want to watch some Bears All-22? MK's down with it. MK, I hope you're up for it. If not, we'll do it in remembrance of you. The Bears. All right. I'll get that set up for tomorrow. That's a bad playing, man. There's some bad stuff on film. There's no way they can beat us. We would have to just totally implode. Or, and this happens a bit where, especially when we had Tom Brady, teams would bring their A game with us and they would have the best game that they've had in years against us. There was something about Tom Brady that just made guys want to play hard. Bears might do that. The Bears, they got embarrassed Sunday. We beat Minnesota, so they might be like, we got to win this one Sunday. They might have an extra oomph to do it. Don't know. Football's weird. You never know. Any given Sunday. But I just can't see us losing to the Bears. I can't believe we're really, 5 point or 2.5 points? And that's just because we got home field. We're a much, much better team than that. Okay, if you guys don't see me tomorrow, you know why. It's because you're high on the couch. Yeah, think positive. Think positive. Big believer in positive thinking over here. Let's get at least 20 likes before we leave this live stream. Where are we at? We don't have 20 yet? Got 17. Oh, so close. So close. Bears don't have an A game. Their best game is a C game. That's hilarious. All right. Yes, having a positive mindset, Nate. It's, I was late in life until I realized that. The world is really what you make it, man. Focus becomes reality. When you think positive things happen. What really did it for me was there's a mentalist in Europe called Darren Brown. And I started watching his stuff, and he's a fascinating guy. Fascinating shows he does, too. But he did a show on luck. And he went to this town, and he did all this stuff with the lottery and stuff with this town to show that people who have positive outlooks on life are luckier people, not because they attract luck, but because they They see opportunities that people who think they aren't lucky don't see. And my dad was that way. My dad he always said, I'm the most unluckiest guy in the world and everything. And nothing good ever happened to him. Bad stuff always happened to him. So if you think positive, it is, I don't know if it's the universe like attracts positive stuff to you, but you see positive things. You see opportunities that if you're thinking in a negative mindset, you don't see. So I'm a big fan of it. Hope you like Jell-O. Oh, that's right. You're going to have to eat soft foods for a while. Get some milkshakes. Joe says, I dropped my like walking in like a cover charge. That's funny. We got to start saying that to people when they come in the chat. Did you pay your cover charge? Hit that like button. Smash up that like button before I come in the chat. Yep, we're going to do Bears tomorrow. Jell-O, oatmeal, and ice cream. You are ready, MK. You are ready to go. Your mom's good people. Tell her we said hi. Eddie, I am too. Eddie says, I'm a very negative person. I think some people just are innately pessimistic. I am very, Molly, my wife and podcast co-host, she's much more positive. She doesn't watch horror movies, she doesn't like negativity in her life. And then I come along and I'm Mr. Grumpy old man. And she's helped me, see that having a positive outlook on life is a better way to live. But there is so much more to being positive that it not only makes you feel better, but it does make good things happen in life. I don't know what it is. There is a little bit of science behind it. I don't want to get into the details, but I'm a big believer in it, man. Big believer in it. I thought I noticed that your subscribers went up from 1.77 to 1.78. Oh, sweet. That's what happens with hitting the like button. Nice. Okay, not only are you the hype man, but you are the social media guy. You know all this newfangled algorithms and stuff. We're going to put you on payroll, man. Get some yogurt, yes. Yeah, Eddie, if I could, I'm not like here to be a psychologist or anything, but work on that pessimism. Makes a big difference. I'm that way. I'm naturally pessimistic. I think a lot of it had to do with my dad, growing up. He was very, very pessimistic. He saw the bad in everything. And, it took me a long time to realize that there's a benefit, not just personally, health-wise, but it just seems like people who have positive attitudes, better things happen to them. Nate says, I was around a lot of negative people my whole life and didn't realize I was doing it too until recently. Yeah, that's how I was. Yeah, like my mom, she was very outgoing and lively. She was the life of the party, but she was a very negative and hateful person when you knew her. And so I knew her and I was around her quite a bit. So I had a lot of negativity in my life and I didn't realize it. Didn't realize how negative of a person I was until real late in life. And the people that you're around, they make a difference. Like I said, Molly, she's very, very optimistic about everything. Like nothing ever gets to her. Me, I'm the type of person that if I wake up and my socks aren't on right, I get upset. just silly stuff. Sometimes I'll just get irrationally angry about things. I can't even figure it out. I'm like, why am I even mad? Fields is overrated. I take Baker any day. Yes, James B., what's up? I feel the same way. I think Fields is a running back who's playing quarterback. He's a great running back. He's got some good moves. Not a very good quarterback, though. Z says, okay, I got you 20. Sweet. You heading out, Joe? Okay, says, I recently started a new job at a welding fabrication shop. Oh, awesome. And I get yelled at for either screwing up or not knowing what to do. And at times I just want to rage and freak out, but I got to learn to control. Yeah. Yeah. That's good work, though, man. You are in a good field. Are you apprenticing or you got certification or anything? Yeah, a friend of mine, actually my best friend, he told me years ago, he just said it one time, because I used to get angry a lot. I was a very angry person. And he said, you know, anger is like swallowing poison, expecting your enemy to get sick. You know, and it just really hit me. I was like, yeah, because anger does, affect your health. And it's totally in your control. Being angry, your emotions are always in your control. We choose our emotions. And I was like, yeah, why am I getting angry? It's just silly. And I almost all the bad decisions I've made in my life that I could point back to and say, I wish I could change that. Almost all of them I made when I was angry. A good 90% of them. So I really spent a lot of years trying to work on my anger, and I've gotten pretty good at it, if I do say so myself. I try to be realistic, but I know it can come off as negativity. Yes, I have a big problem with that. You know, I'll be in a group of people and I'll start talking about something, you know, and I'm like serious, trying to be like logical or proving a point and everything, and everybody's just kind of like, you know, like we were just chit-chatting here, buddy. You know, and I could tell I offend people a lot because I'm what's the word? You said realistic. There's a word I use all the time about, but that works. Realistic, logical, whatever. Tom says, I'm always positive until I look in the mirror. What's the saying? You're funny, but luckily looks aren't everything. Dad jokes. Eddie Nash says, I also suffer from a form of autism, ADHD. You may have something similar. Yeah, you know, but also PTSD. I definitely cut off my nose to spite my face a lot. Yeah. I used to be the same way. Still am every now and then. I found that, you know, the people I hang out with have a big effect on my outlook in life. So I had to cut off a lot of people that were not good for me. But I've gotten to a point in my life now where I can handle negative people better. You know, like I got some family members that, you know, are negative. I can be around them a bit, but I can't be around them too much, because if I'm around them too much, then I start getting back into the habit of being negative. A realist. Clack says, when I wake up in the morning, the devil negative thoughts are in trouble. I'm old, so I have no filter at all. That's another thing I learned too. I like to ruminate. I'm always thinking. You know, I love to think. I pace and think all the time. As a matter of fact, if I can't do that for about an hour every day, it's kind of like my form of meditation. I get real cranky if I don't have like my thinking time. But I'd get in the habit of ruminating. I'd think of the past and things that had happened and my reactions to them, you know, and a lot of it would take me down these rabbit holes of, you know, this happened and all. And then this person got upset. I start thinking negative thoughts. Next thing you know, I'm all worked up thinking about it. So I had to realize that I got to control my ruminations, So now I try to think of future things, or I try to think of good things, like my daughters and my family, and how to lift them up and make life better for them. And, I like to try and think of the future, the positiveness, and, how great life can be and stuff. So rumination, I found, was a real big problem that would take me into a negative place real quick. But now it's like meditation. I taught myself how to meditate. And the reason why I always thought meditation was, hokey stuff. But one guy explained it, and he said, what meditation is good for is that you get into the practice of getting into a calm state of mind. And when you practice it, you're able to get there quicker when you need to. And it hit me, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. So I started practicing meditation and relaxing myself and getting into a calm state of mind. And now I can get there very quick. Like if I catch myself getting all intense or uptight, I can, and relax and get into a calm state real quick. And it's through years of meditation. So that helps a lot. But it keeps me, the rumination and the meditation practice has been very helpful in giving me a better positive outlook on life. You graduated from a welding program here in Tampa. I've been in touch with this company here. They have like a 2-month apprenticeship. Once it's over, you take a weld test and pass and get promoted. That's great, man. I'll tell you, that's good work right there. Yeah, I thought you said you got promoted a while back. Okay. You can build up negative people too if you choose. You mean make them more positive? I actually had a friend of mine that, like I said, I always grew up, I was always like angry. And I had a friend of mine who we were friends for years, and he told me that he was almost committed suicide during this period in our lives where we were really good friends. And it blew me away because I had no idea. And he was like, yeah, he's always had suicidal thoughts. And I had no idea. I mean, this guy was like doing well in life and, was always in a good mood, it seemed like. And he started explaining depression to me. And so then I went online and I took this depression test. I'd never in a million years, if you would have asked me if I was depressed, I would have said no. But I took this depression test and I hit every single one. I was like 100% depressed. And I realized that that's what my anger was. It was because I always felt depression was a sign of weakness. I grew up in that time in a family where toughness was very, very valued. You had to be tough. My dad always said, if you're not bleeding, you're not working hard enough. And so I saw depression as a weakness. And so I covered it up with anger, and when I realized, I was like, oh, I'm depressed about stuff, and then I could work on it from there. It was really, really fascinating. RK says, right now, I just got a job that's temporary to me. I'm looking for something more serious and get more actual welding experience, more related to my school welding. That apprenticeship is 2 months. Good. Yeah. Hang in there, man. The best job advice I ever got was from Scott Adams, the guy that did Dilbert. He wrote a book called How to Fail at Everything and Still Succeed or something like that. It was one of the best books I've ever read. Great book. But he said in that book, he said, when you have a job, your job is not to do that job. Your job is to get a better job. Always be looking for a better job. Don't ever settle. Don't ever be happy with, being mediocre, getting a mediocre job or something like that. Always be looking for better in your job. Be grateful for what you have. You don't need what you don't have. True enough. As I tell my daughter all the time, she's like, I want this, I want that. And I said, well, you want it because you don't have it. As soon as you get it, you're not going to want it. That's the nature of want. We only want things we don't have. So Learn not to covet. And your life will be so much better. She's really good at it, too. My daughter's wise beyond her years. MK says, and then once those 2 months are up, I take a welding test. And when I pass, I become a certified welder through their company and get more money per hour. I might have said something like that. I don't know. I mean, my job now is a step up compared to my old job at Sam's Club in Tampa that I worked at for 3 years. So work-wise, I got a promotion. Yeah, get that welding job. I know quite a few welders. It's great. It's great, great work, man. You'll be set for life. And they love their work. They love their work. If you love welding, if you love working with your hands, that's good work, man. Just talking about things makes a difference. Also, learning good coping strategies for anger has helped me tremendously. Yes. Agreed, Nate. I was dating this girl one time back in my early 20s, and she, out of nowhere, I thought we were doing great, right? Out of nowhere, she gives me this book about controlling your anger. And I was like, what is this? And she was like, you've got anger problems. I was really shocked because as far as I knew, I had never had an outburst with her. But people who have never been around angry people don't realize how angry and intimidating they get, So, but one of the things in this book that the guy talked about was that anger is what you express when you don't have control, And as soon as I read that, I spotted that in my dad. My dad was a very angry person, and when he didn't have control of a situation, he just got angry, But when he was in control of stuff, he was fine, And I realized, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. We got 20 likes. Nice, MK. That's all because of you. You're the man. First step, self-soothe. What would you tell a friend if they said they were mad about this? Good. Yeah. That's always a good thing to do, too, I've heard. Talk to yourself like you're your best friend. Step 2, take it to court. Is it really worth being this angry about, or is it just in this moment? Yes, good point. Good point. I think it was I want to say maybe Jordan Peterson. I can't remember who it was. They talked about that, how think about what you're angry about, and is this going to affect your life 10, 20 years from now? Are you going to still remember what it is that got you angry? Step 3, if you think that is worth being mad about, talk to someone about it in a healthy way. If that isn't an option, walk away for a bit. Yeah, that's something I learned that helped me out a lot. Starting off was just walk away. When you get angry, just walk away. Wise words, Nate. Yes, sir. Look, this is all of a sudden become, instead of Bucks talk, it's therapy talk. We're now the therapy chat. Okay, out of my whole entire family, 3 brothers, my parents, cousins, grandparents, I'm the only one who hasn't went to a university. I'm not book smart and can't stay still, so I need to be moving around. Yeah, hey, I'm not a big fan of college. I went to college for 12 years and got a 2-year degree. I just loved college. I loved learning. I just loved the atmosphere, but I didn't realize that till way late. And I just spent way too much time goofing off. But I did love learning, but I didn't realize that when I was in high school and I went in the Air Force, I had no idea that I liked learning. As a matter of fact, I hated school. I hated high school. And it wasn't until I was later in life, I was really like, I like to read and do stuff. But a lot of people don't. And I don't think universities are good now. You've got, I'm more of a self-taught guy. I actually learn a lot more learning myself, and I'm definitely a hands-on guy. I like to do things, work on cars and build stuff and everything. That's how I like to learn. To me, college, universities are a waste, way too expensive, ridiculously too expensive. And the crap they teach there isn't even, like Molly, she got her degree, and when she got her a job working at a law firm, she was like, nothing I learned applies. She was like, it's not, at the firm, they had to train her to do her job the way the firm wants it done. So she didn't need to go to college to do that. I think college is a big scam now. I think the people who don't go to college now and spend the time working on their career or their, just working and making money, instead of spending $50,000, $100,000 on education, they're making $50,000 or $100,000 working. They're going to be way ahead of everybody that goes to college now, I think. Clack says, I wear rubber bands on my arm and pop myself if mine said it ain't right, or to get my focus back. That's smart. That's smart. I wear these, but that's just to tie my hair back. I should maybe start doing that. Having kids really calmed me down a lot, I think, especially having a daughter. The boy was a little different. The daughter was definitely calmed me down a lot. Mastering anger and patience can take a lifetime. Yes, I still struggle with it, Joe. Yeah, it is. It's a lifetime struggle. And sometimes I just want to go, screw it, and just get angry, to spend a whole day being angry. Because that's where I'm comfortable. That's where my whole life, for the first, I'd say 40 years of my life, I'm just an angry person. And that's where I was comfortable. I was comfortable. My family was angry. We were, I'm comfortable around anger and being angry. So it's real tempting for me to slide back into it at times. And sometimes I just want to have a day where I'm just angry. But I know it's not good for me. And the biggest thing is I make really bad decisions. That's, us guys, we're not emotional, but we do get angry. And I've seen so many people make bad decisions when they're angry. And I've made a crap ton of bad decisions when I'm angry. You just can't think straight. Okay, says, yeah, I agree. When I get angry, upset, I have a terrible habit of not dropping that emotion. Yeah, just cling on to it. Anger and resentment, or when you feel like somebody's done you wrong, I would sit and just plan revenge and and think of ways to get back at them, or sometimes I would spend days thinking about it. Ridiculous stuff. It'll like infect your soul if you let it. For the crew. I want a beer. Oh, we got a game coming on. Yeah. My daughter asked me if I got beer tonight. She was like, did you get beer, Daddy? There's a game coming on tonight. It's like, yeah, I still got some left in the fridge. I'm such a lightweight anymore. I drink like 2 or 3 beers and I'm all like, whoa. YouTube University? I have to check that out. Yeah, man, there's so much on YouTube. YouTube, I think, is the biggest world-changing event in my lifetime. And I've seen a lot of stuff happen. I've seen the advent of the internet, seen microwaves, the flat screen TVs, the golden era of media. And I would say YouTube, by far, has been, it's made so many people millionaires, and it's created so much information. Just about anything you want to find on YouTube, you can find. I'm amazed. I'll be working on a car and I'll be like, oh man, I don't know how to get this bolt off. And I'll search it out. I'll be like, there's no way somebody's got a bolt, how to remove this bolt from this alternator on a 1997 Ford Expedition or something. And you go in there, you type it in, sure enough, there's like 5 videos of guys explaining how to get the bolt off. You're like, wow, this is amazing. It's like having a mentor standing over your shoulder at all the times. Anything you want to know, you can figure it out. Jim says, I got 5 boys and 3 girls. Wow. That's fantastic, man. You are a lucky, lucky dude. Girls change a man. Yes, they do. They really do. That's funny. I had my son first, Jim, and then when Molly was pregnant with the daughter, we found out it was a girl, and my mom said, oh, she's going to have you wrapped around her finger. And I said, no, I'm going to raise her just like my son. I'm not going to show any preference. I'm not going to treat them any different. That lasted for a whole, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds. It was so weird. As soon as she was born, I had this overriding desire to protect her and just treat her. And she came out completely girly. She had this really long hair as an infant, as a baby, toddler. She had these really long hair, and she like immediately started carrying stuffed animals and stuff around with her like a baby. And she always had a purse. And when she got older, she was, wanted to dress up in glittery and all this. I don't know where she got that from. I have no idea. It's just innate. It was so cute to me and darling. I'd never been around anything like that. I was like, this is awesome. So yeah, I ended up raising her completely different than my son. And she did. She got me wrapped around her finger real quick. But you got 8 kids. That's awesome, Jim. That is awesome. I got 3. I wish I would have started earlier. Like I said, I would have had an army of children. I did not know I loved children so much. Okay, I like my welding program and like the work. I just need to get better under the right circumstances because I love to do little projects for myself and have friends pay me to do welding projects for them. Yeah, you can make a pretty good living doing that. Get your own little shop going. Do you like the art behind it, or do you like the industrialness? Or do you like building mechanic stuff, or do you like doing art stuff? I know people that do both. So art and welding is an art, even if you're doing the industrial stuff. It's an art. I knew a Navy diver who was a welder. And that was some crazy stuff. He'd tell me things. I was like, wow, they got a pretty short lifespan. Jim's a busy man. Yeah, YouTube is great for how-to. It really is. Even for the women, you got the makeup tutorials are great. The cooking stuff. Molly watches cooking and gardening like constantly. And organizing the house. A teacher from my program teaches welding at a prison in Florida, and he makes $50 an hour and gets government benefits. Wow. Money's in the trades for sure. Yes. Definitely. And it's good work. It's good, legitimate work. You're helping society. You're helping people. You're building, It's not paperwork. Paperwork is garbage. Bureaucracy. There's so many make work jobs nowadays in America. That maybe you could even say the Western world, but so many jobs that are just useless. And that's got to eat at your soul. I believe that humans, we are made to be productive and do things. And when you don't, I think it really eats at you. Maybe self-consciously or whatever. I think that's why there's a lot of mental health issues. I think it's a part of it, is people aren't doing. They're not making, they're not creating, they're not building, maintaining, defending. I think that's what life is. It's a large part of life. And you are in a good job for that. Only lucky at tax time. Yeah, Molly was adding up now that we got the new babies, so that'll be 3. She was like, ooh, showing me how much we're going to get back in taxes. I was like, oh man, we should have another kid before tax season. We had the last daughter, we had her on January 5th. So we missed the whole 2022 season. No matter what you do, try to be the best at it. Every job is important. I think some jobs are, I don't know what's the word. I think some jobs are unhealthy for people. Jobs like, I think somebody mentioned prison, like prison guards, just being around human misery all day and earning a living off of it, I think is kind of corrosive. The jobs are needed, but I think people should be careful of what they're doing. There's some jobs I couldn't do because I think they're corrosive. Like pretty much anything in politics, I think is, no matter what your intentions are going into politics, I think the job itself is so corrosive that it's going to make you that way. I think law enforcement is kind of that way too. I've known way too many people that have gone into law enforcement for one reason, and then because of the fraternity there and the way they're so, they deal with the worst of people every day. It kind of makes them, I don't want to say resentful, but they see people in a different way as most of society. Let's put it that way. Doctors are that way too. I grew up in the medical industry. Doctors have a very, very strange outlook on life. They see people in a totally different way. They see us as like walking money bags or walking meat bags, I guess you could say. It's very strange. They see their family that way too. It's a weird outlook on life they have. Clack, got 2 kids. One boy will finish school this year. Computer science. Nice. That's what I got my degree in. Daughter just started college for nursing. That's like so typical. The boy goes to computer science. Girl goes to nursing. Son, Georgia State. Daughter, Kennesaw State. I'm a proud dad. Been married 22 years. Congratulations, Clack. That's good stuff, man. Good stuff. My kids haven't got to the point where they're out of high school yet. They're good kids. They really are. But you always wonder, what are they going to do once they're out of the nest? Scares me, man. It's a mean world out there sometimes. Hope I've trained them well. Okay, says, I like everything, like the sense of feeling like I'm needed, sounds narcissistic. No, not at all. But like, you can't do it. Takes why you called me. Yes. The accomplishment when you're done. The versatility of it. Yes. It's one thing I like about work is standing back and looking at what you've done. It just fills me with such I don't know, like life. I feel alive, Just stand back and go, oh man, look what I did. Look at that thing. That right there. I did that. Jim's still trying to knock the bottom out of her. You go, man. Shoot for a dozen. How many has Elon Musk got? He's got a dozen, right? 12? Get it in then, Jim. All right, guys. I got to get off of here and get ready for this game. Good chat tonight. Good chat. We breezed through that all-22 pretty good. Guys, good talk. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. You're the best. Good group of people. Blessings to you, Jim. MK, good luck tomorrow. Going to pray for you. I assume you've got tomorrow off. You don't need to be out there welding with while you're on the pain medication or whatever. Yes, Nate says good luck tomorrow, MK. Yep. Hope to see you here tomorrow evening. We're going to look at some Bears tape. And hopefully you'll be here to let us know how it goes. Yep. He's got tomorrow off. That's the first thing he told your boss when you got a job. On this date, I'm going to be loopy. And it probably not be a good idea for me to be around dangerous equipment. All right. Space, good seeing you, man. Come back tomorrow. We're going to watch some All-22 on the Bears. Al, I appreciate your help. And guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Till next time, go Bucks.